4,000 teachers has quit their job in Houston, Texas. Being a teacher have to be one of the most difficult jobs. You are dealing with the kids of parents that don't know how to raise their kids.
Teachers seem to be now giving subtle hints as to what exactly their job is all about, and they're kind of directing it at parents. So I'm not sure if the parents are actually seeing it this way, or if they're just seeing that teachers are kind of complaining about what they have to do on a day-to-day basis, just like everyone else. So I'm curious on your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I teach high school, and I just put a 4.5 foot by 4.5 foot multiplication chart on my wall. Because my students, bless their poor 9th grade hearts, were in 3rd grade when COVID happened. They do not know their multiplication facts. They just don't. They don't. Even the ones in advanced classes, they don't know their multiplication facts. So instead of shaming them, my job is to teach. My job is to scaffold, to, differentiate, meet you where you at. I'm gonna just put the chart on the wall. I'm gonna just put it on the wall. And nobody should be asking me what nothing times nothing is, actually. Don't ask me. Please consult the lovely color-coded multiplication chart on the wall.
I don't think people are talking enough about how every single teacher now is a special education teacher. You are a special education teacher by default. There's no such thing as general education and special education anymore. The special education is within the general education classroom. That's inclusion, that's intervention, that's differentiated instruction. That's the IEPs, the 504s. You're telling me that I have a class of 30 students, 17 of them have an IEP, so I have to figure out how to teach that lesson 18 different ways, but also not lower the rigor, but also do it in a way that they can understand it. For some of them, if it's reading, it's already over. If it's writing, it's already over. What do we do?
Take a seat real quick. Report cards, interims, field trips, chaperones, conferences, seating chart, meetings, behavior tracking, strict curriculum, catching up absent students, testing, parents, planning small group, documenting small group, events, assemblies, car line duties, IEPs, 504s, the paperwork for those, documenting accommodations for those, bulletin boards, portfolios, drills, lunch count, attendance. And I know there's more that I'm forgetting. But aren't you given an hour planning a day? Guess what? Monday meeting, Tuesday meeting, Thursday meeting. What are we discussing at these meetings? Preventing burnout?
4,000 teachers has quit their job in Houston, Texas, in HSID. And it's not just Houston, it's all over the world. Being a teacher have to be one of the most difficult jobs ever, because you are dealing with the kids of parents that don't know how to raise their kids. You got kids coming to school not knowing how to spell their name. Teachers have to teach kids how to spell their name. Teachers have to be nurturers. Teachers have to be parents. Teachers have to be the nurses. Teachers have to be everything. And it's still one of the most low-income salary-based jobs. And on top of that, teachers have to buy the school supply. Do you know teachers have to work free for a whole year before they even become a real teacher? Teachers have to spend money on classes and tests to take before they become a teacher. And then they spend all this money to become a teacher just to quit because of the parents. I just know it's because of the parents. And teachers do not get paid enough. I was working at Dr. Pepper. I was making $19.28 working at Dr. Pepper. And I knew somebody that was a teacher. And they told me their salary. And I looked at my salary. I'm like, ain't no damn way we should be making the same thing, let alone I'm making just a little bit more than you. And you're dealing with kids. You're dealing with the public. All I'm doing, I have a lot of respect for teachers. I admire teachers. I love teachers so much, and they get disrespected.
Y'all buying the kids $300 sneakers, but the kids can't read. Y'all making sure they have the newest iPhone every year, but the kids can't read. Y'all making sure the birthday photo shoot has a theme, backdrop, balloons, but the kids can't read. Y'all go all out for prom day as if these kids are getting married, but the kids can't read. They spending hours on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They know all the newest dances, but the kids can't read. A lot of y'all parents will fight for your child, but you will not sit down 30 minutes to read with your child because yes, it starts at home. These kids is grown, look grown, dress grown, doing everything grown folks do, but they can't read. And now we have teachers continuously sounding the alarms that these kids who are now leaving high school cannot read or write. These are basic skills that you learn in elementary school. At some point as parents, we gotta ask ourselves, what are we preparing our kids for? Because looking successful and actually having the skills equipped to be successful, those are two different things. The clothes are gonna get small. The shoes are gonna get old. The phone is gonna get outdated. But a child who can't simply comprehend, can't read, can't write, you already starting that child at a disadvantage that all the designer in the world cannot cover. We gotta get our priorities back. Before we start worrying about what's on these kids' feet, we gotta worry about what's in their minds. Because tell me, what good is it to give your child everything if the kids can't even read?
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys how to survive in the teaching education world for 30 years. You just don't care. You just can't. If you care, you're going to hate it. If you don't care, you're going to show up to school unprepared, and when you're going to walk in your classroom and you're going to just pop out a movie because you're not prepared. Oh well, don't care. You see a kid that, puts his head down and doesn't want to engage in class. Don't care about that. You'll be fine. You will be absolutely fine. You'll be able to skate through. You're going to get a new initiative from your principal, and you're going to say, okay, yep, I'll do that. And then you're going to go in your classroom and you're going to throw that folder of whatever this new thing is in your drawer, and you're never going to look at it again. That's how you survive. That is how people stay in this education system for as long as they do. They aren't going to, correct kids because they don't want to call home. They aren't going to grade hard or really put any rigor or thought into the curriculum because then kids might not pass and then they'll be in your class again the next year. I'm telling you, the teachers, the people that care, the people that want to see success for students and care, they don't make it. They just don't. It's just too hard. And if they do, they have lost themselves in the process. They have missed out on time with their family because they can't put it aside. They had to bring their work home to be prepared for the next day. I'm telling you, if you want to survive as an educator, if you're going into education, just be prepared to just learn how to not care. Because if you're going to be personally offended by everything kids do and say, or whether or not they brought their work to school, or if they brought a pencil to your class, or any of those things, you are going to get so burnt out so fast. And it's just not worth it for your mental health, not worth it for your sanity, not worth it for anything for you to feel that way. And it's just not sustainable, you guys.
Teachers are having a tough time. Parents are having a tough time. I think everyone in general is kind of having a bit of a tough time these days. And it kind of is showing in the classroom as well. I'm wondering what your thoughts are, because the teachers seem to absolutely think that it is kind of on the parents, that the parents should be kind of raising these kids a little bit better than they are. But the parents themselves, I mean, they're working one job, two jobs, three jobs at times. And it's getting a little bit tough for them because they really need to be able to balance, well, if my kids are coming home from school and they don't have homework, do I have to generate homework? Should I be sending them to school in the first place? So there's a lot of conversation happening, and there's a lot happening here as well too. I've been seeing the comments that are happening in the videos as well. I think that there are many ways that we can solve this problem, but it's going to be difficult if we're trying to solve it from every angle, from administration to parents to teachers to the kids. There needs to be something that's kind of in the middle ground to sort of help out. Maybe the fact that everything is personalized these days, that makes it a little bit tough for the teachers to do their job. But curious on your thoughts. We'll continue the conversation. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.